Be Wealthy and Smart, episode 1592.
Step into a world of wealth and financial freedom without budgets, boredom, or bosses on Be Wealthy and Smart. And now, here's your host, Linda P. Jones.
Welcome to Be Wealthy and Smart. I'm Linda P. Jones, America's Wealth Mentor, empowering women and men worldwide to financial freedom. On today's show, we're going to talk about why real estate sellers are changing their mind. I thought this was an interesting article on CNBC because people are actually delisting their homes, taking them off the market. Is this just a holiday thing, or is there something more to it? Well, weak buyer demand, weakening home prices, and overall uncertainty in the economy are combining to make home sellers change their mind and step out of the market. Close to 85,000 U.S. sellers took their homes off the market in September, up 28% from September of 2024, and the highest level for that month in 8 years, according to Redfin. Sellers are delisting because so many listings are going stale, sitting on the market longer and longer. Redfin reported that 70% of listings in September were on the market for 60 days or longer. Homeowners are seeing prices weaken significantly and would rather wait than accept a low offer. Prices in September were 1.3% higher year over year, down from a 1.4% rise in August, according to the S&P Totality Case-Shiller U.S. National Home Price NSA Index. Asad Khan, a senior economist at Redfin, said, "The frequency of delistings is keeping inventory tighter than it looks on paper. When tens of thousands of homeowners pull their homes off the market rather than accept a low offer, it effectively reduces the supply of homes that are actually available for buyers. That keeps sale prices elevated." Some sellers are lowering prices even multiple times. The typical price cut is roughly $10,000, but multiple reductions are becoming more common as homes take longer to sell, according to Zillow. The typical listing saw $25,000 in cumulative price cuts in October, matching the largest discount Zillow has ever recorded. The housing market is now heading into its slowest season. While 1 in 5 homes that are delisted are eventually relisted, that may not happen for several months, as sellers will likely wait for the much busier spring season to try again. Home prices are still 50% higher than they were just 5 years ago, but some sellers who bought in the last few years are facing potential losses. Roughly 15% of the homes that were delisted in September were at risk of selling at a loss, the highest share in 5 years, according to Redfin. The supply of homes for sale is about 15% higher now than it was a year ago, according to Realtor.com, but that is likely to shrink in the coming weeks, both because of the season and because of weakening consumer sentiment among buyers and sellers alike. Pending sales in October, which are based on signed contracts, were up 1.9% month to month and basically flat from a year ago. The monthly bump may have been due to a small drop in mortgage rates, which then turned higher again in November. Improvement in mortgage rates at the end of September boosted home sales, but that gain may be short-lived. Sales of previously owned homes in October rose 1.2% from September to 4.1 million units on a seasonally adjusted annualized basis, according to the National Association of Realtors. Sales were up 1.7% year over year. This count is based on home closings, so contracts likely signed in August and September. While contract signings would not be impacted by the government shutdown that started in October, closings, especially those requiring flood insurance or government-backed rural home loans, could be. During that contract signing period, the average rate on the 30-year fixed-rate mortgage came down for a bit, then moved up again. The popular 30-year rate started August at 6.63%, fell steadily to 6.13% by mid-September, and then came back up to 6.37% by the end of the month, according to Mortgage News Daily. It now stands at 6.36%. But sales prices are still gaining. The median price of a home sold in October was $415,200, an increase of 2.1% from October of 2024, and the 28th consecutive month of annual gains. Danielle Hale, chief economist at Realtor.com, said, "Looking ahead, home shoppers in today's market face some advantages from falling mortgage rates and seasonally slower competition. At the same time, a lack of housing affordability continues to be a challenge, keeping home sales in their historically low level. Home sales are averaging 34 days on the market last month compared with 29 days last October. First-time buyers made a comeback in the market, representing 32% of sales, up from 27% a year ago, but not all regions are equal. Lawrence Yoon, chief economist for the Realtors, said, "First-time homebuyers are facing headwinds in the Northeast due to a lack of supply and in the West because of high home prices. First-time buyers fared better in the Midwest because of the plentiful supply of affordable homes and in the South because there is sufficient inventory." Sales growth continues to be strongest on the high end of the market. Homes priced above $1 million saw sales up more than 16% from a year ago, and those priced between $750,000 and $1 million saw a gain of 10%. Meanwhile, sales of homes priced between $100,000 and $250,000 were up just about 1%, and homes priced below $100,000 saw a drop in sales of nearly 3%. So many people seem to be taking their homes off the market and waiting, although we do still expect to get a 0.25% rate cut next week by the Federal Reserve. And President Trump has recently been quoted as saying he'd like to cut interest rates by 3 to 4% and take them down to the 1% level. So we'll continue to follow this story and report back to you as it unfolds. If you haven't yet subscribed to Be Wealthy and Smart, hit the subscribe button and you'll be notified as soon as new podcasts are available. And all of my podcasts are on my website at lindapjones.com/podcasts. And while you're there, sign up for my weekly newsletter for more wealth tips for your financial freedom. That's all for today. Until next time, live the good life and be wealthy and smart.
Thank you for listening to Be Wealthy and Smart with Linda P. Jones. Share the wealth and tell your family and friends about the show. Check out our website, blog, and social media for more riches at www.bewealthyandsmart.com.